Right then, friends, let's get into it right now.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hi mate, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I've missed you. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. It's game day. We're going to reflect on some headlines, dramatic, sensational headlines, as well as talk about the game tonight. Ooh, Trez exciting. I will be watching this one and therefore doing a match review here on the channel. Hot dog, can you believe it? Strap yourselves in. Thank you to all of you who are supporting the content. I think we're like 175,000 subscribers now. Certainly the road to 200,000, and you can be part of that. Like and subscribe, dear sweet viewer. Right, we've signed Ugochukwu. I believe that's how you say his name. Leslie Ugochukwu. Apologies, I will get it right. So far I've only heard an Italian say it in Fabrizio Romano, which hasn't helped my pronunciation of this gentleman. Yes, he's completed his medical. It's done. It's done as far as I'm concerned. He needs to sign, but the medical's completed. The fees agreed. Nothing else gonna happen. Now, before we read this article about Chelsea signing Brighton's replacement, Chelsea have long scouted Ugochukwu, so saith reliable reports and journalists. That for months and months we've looked at him. The reason why Chelsea have moved now, and maybe this is a briefing, but I do believe it to be true, is that other teams are like, right, let's look at this guy. They were like warming up to him. They're like, right, now's the time to strike. Let's get this done very quickly, which Chelsea admirably did very, very quickly. So that's important. And, the player couldn't turn down Chelsea. It's on a long-term deal. It's very, very exciting. But probably the club in Chelsea want to make their approach quick, stern, and swift so that he doesn't have an opportunity to turn down Chelsea. Let's read this from the Express from John Krishnan. Chelsea may have inadvertently scuppered their chances of signing Brighton's Moises Caicedo after boldly finalising a deal for one of their targets to replace the £100 million rated star. Pochettino has made it clear that he wants to sign one midfielder before the season starts. He says at least one. He wants two, really. And the Blues boss may get his wish with the imminent arrival of Leslie Ugochukwu, but the Argentinian boss may not be too pleased that it comes at the cost of signing Caicedo. For context, Brighton have rejected 4 bids for Moises Caicedo. Granted, the first bid was never going to be accepted due to the climate. It was 60 million, 65 million, 70 million. So the first 3 bids, incremental increase by 5 million. And then Chelsea for the 4th bid were like, sod it, added an extra 10 million on that bad boy, have 80 million quid. Brighton turned it down. This caused profound disbelief in not only the Chelsea camp, but indeed the Moises Caicedo player camp himself, his people, his team. He was told he can leave, and this is far beyond any record fee that Brighton will ever have received, and no other clubs are in for him. Surely the deal gets done, yes? No! They reject it. Incredible. What's going on over there? And the Express writes, Roberto De Zerbi's side had lined up Ugochukwu as a long-term successor for Caicedo if they agreed a fee with Chelsea. As it happens, Chelsea have bought the 19-year-old. So he's already undergone a medical and passed his medical at Chelsea to finalise his £26 million move. Now, this article goes on to suggest that maybe Chelsea have purchased Ugochukwu to be a negotiating factor, a tool with Brighton to be like, we've got what you want, la 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 la. But what does that mean? I refuse to believe we're buying him to sell him immediately. I don't even think you can. I mean, surely that's been happened in football before, but I don't believe we're doing that. Maybe we bought him to then loan him to Brighton, and if you loan him to Brighton, it's, I guess it is an exciting year for the player because he plays in Europa League, he plays in the Premier League, and then hopes to get to Chelsea's big project in the starting midfield. Maybe, well, no, because Caicedo will theoretically join in that sense. I don't believe that. I believe Chelsea have bought a very good young player that they have scouted for a long time that they might loan to Strasbourg, or they might keep around in the team. I don't think this is maybe there's 4D chess, maybe there's mind games going on, but not like this. More like the fact how, Brighton, You want this guy? Yeah, because he's good. His scouting's good. We'll have him. We'll have him for this money, which is a lot, 25 million is a lot better than 80 million in terms of outlay. And if you think he's good, so do we. We're going to buy him. Banks. Bye! Look, man, £4.5 million Brighton paid for Caicedo, and they want over 100 million. I mean, come on. I mean, fair enough. You got to respect the cojones on him. But hot dog, that is a lot of money. So maybe now they think, you know what, Chelsea have bought a very good player that could play in their midfield. That's good enough to start next to Enzo and develop as well. So yeah, we should have taken that £80 million bid and then bought him and then bought Ugochukwu ourselves. That's what you should have done. You should have given the player his wish to move to Chelsea, which may still happen. And you should have taken that 80 million quid and over 75 million quid profit, by the way, which is mental, and signed as player. So you would have still have 50 million in the pocket out of your 75 million profit, and a young good player who can play that position. And Caicedo gets his wish. Everyone's happy there. How can you not be happy, Brighton? Anyway, what does this mean for Chelsea? Well, like I said, the deal is like pretty much done, right? So it means we've got a player that can play in that position, that's played at a high level, top 4, top 5 league, heart of midfield, physical, good to go. He's like 6'2". Santos is quite petite. He comes off with like quite petite. I don't know how tall he is, but Santos will stay in the team, great. But Enzo and Ugochukwu, that's a midfield pivot right there, ladies and gentlemen. We've been lacking in profiles. Granted, there's no seniority there, but we've been lacking in profiles. But that is a double pivot, a CDM, a number 8-ish, and a double pivot and a 4-2-3-1. You're good to go, baby girl. That is it. So maybe we just end this drama of Caicedo and just think, you know what, we're good to go. Send this kid out to America as soon as possible. Before the Dortmund game, and let him train with the boys, let him talk to Pochettino, and you know what, whatever. If Caicedo isn't possible, then we move. Let him stay at Brighton. I feel bad for the lad because it sounds like he was let down by Brighton in terms of his transfer. But whatever. We got a player there. Let me know what you think. Let's move on. Right, before we show you my lineup, it's predicted lineup from Football.London. We can talk about how the game will go in the Fulham derby. Scott Trotter of the the Football.London writes, by the way, we could win the summer series, I believe. Chelsea face Fulham in their final Premier League game in the Premier League Summer Series match, with Pochettino knowing a win for his side could lead to his first silverware as Blues boss. Right. Where's the lol? Where's the haha? Where's the laughing emoji? The pre-season tournament ends in Landover on Sunday, with the derby following Aston Villa versus Brentford, with the Cottagers and Villa also in contention to win the tournament. Oof. Was it goals count, I guess? The Blues arrived in Washington, D.C. on Saturday evening, having seen their travel disrupted by stormy weather. By the way, in theory, progress from that. Yeah, in DC, excuse me, that rain was profound. I saw a clip from Nizar Kinsella retweeting, and yeah, it's like biblical storm out there, dude. With the West London side sharing their minutes throughout the squad so far this pre-season, Pochettino is set to make changes to his starting lineup once again. But a trophy's, in the balance, Poch. However, Kepa could start once again in goal. Yeah. Reece James could also start again because he's looking to build his fitness and minutes. Of course, Gusto's got a lot of minutes in the leg. Chilwell could also start on the opposite flank as he's been off the bench. I think he'd be look good for a start. And it's Fulham derby. Why not give him some full strength, full power, potent fullbacks? Having been rested for a game, Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill could be set to start this epic London derby. I put epic London derby in. The duo has played an extended period together against Brighton and Philadelphia. Yeah, I think, Trevor Chalobah and Bashir Humphreys came out last time. Yes, I agree with the lineup. Thiago Silva and Levi Colwill. So ahead of them, Santos could come into the base of midfield with Enzo. Enzo needs minutes to build up. He absolutely should start this, I think. And yes, because of course Enzo partnered Cesare last time, Caicedo, who does look very good by the way. Pochettino will also make a decision on Ian Maatsen, the only Chelsea player to start every friendly so far. Excuse me. Every friendly so far this summer. Now this is really interesting and important. You don't start every single friendly game and training in different positions. This is not a shop window jobby from Ian Maatsen. It's essentially the manager going, yeah, I'm going to use this kid. Let's beast him. Let's get him ready. Let's drill him. I think we're going to use Ian Maatsen as a front three player, rotational in the Premier League, which is incredibly exciting and kind of a curveball because we were all like, yeah, I reckon we could break in. He could break in, but it's going to be, it's going to be Chile and Maatsen at left back. But no, he might get more minutes than he would deputising behind Chile as a forward, which is wild. And it looks like Kugure is staying and he will be the deputy at left back behind Chile. Fair enough, that's fine. An update on Noni Madueke awaits as he did not travel for the game in Newcastle, with Maatsen competing for the spot with Sterling. But he has been training and he's returned Noni Madueke, and we will want to see him. Angelo Gabriel and Diego Moreira leaves Carney Chukwuemeka and Conor Gallagher hoping to provide the support in midfield. Let's show you the lineup that I think it will be. That's over here. Right, here we go. This is what I think. Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal. The evergreen Thiago Silva in front with a little bit more of a mobile Levi Colwill running all over the gaff. Very, very high fullbacks indeed with Reece James and Ben Chilwell. Although, remember, ladies and gentlemen, remember, Chilwell is going to be the highest player. This is something that he said in his interview that, in fact, Pochettino confirmed himself. He said he said that that's an instruction. So Chilwell will be the highest player. Reece James will be a little bit more getting back, less responsibility to finish off chances, maybe more responsibility to service the ball into the area. So Reece James probably coming up around here. Ben Chilwell waiting up there to finish off chances, but as an incredible sprinter, he can get back. That's the noise it makes when he runs. Santos, a dictating play, allowing Enzo to get up a little bit more. But probably looking a little bit like this so far, with Santos like that, Enzo like that, like a sort of diagonal box with these men. And then obviously very, very narrow wingers generally. Certainly Mudryk coming inside to, give Chilwell the space that he deserves. That he'll need, rather. Mudryk can come inside, combine, and they can actually swap as well. Mudryk obviously can go wide up there. Chilwell loves getting in the box to score goals. We all know that. And he can combine with Jackson. Jackson will do the conventional striker thing, hold the ball up, play in Chile, Mudryk, Nkunku, Madueke, come deep, come out, swap with Nkunku. Of course, we know Nkunku can play striker, and Pochettino has been playing him as striker. But really, really interesting to talk about. Let's go back to a general default shape here. Madueke, now, especially with James not coming up that high, certainly not as high as Chile, Madueke does make sense to start here because he needs minutes for fitness, but also he is a proper winger. He likes to occupy this whole space. So James can be providing in service or giving it to Madueke, who can go dribble in, also go to the byline, look to combine cutbacks for Jackson and Nkunku. And even Mudryk at the far post. It's all there. It's all there for you, baby girl. But yeah, Mudryk, I imagine, will stay a little bit tighter. But Madueke, being a proper chalk on boots winger, will want to probably stay a little bit wide, especially considering the fact how Reece James will be probably not going as high as Chilwell for two reasons. Tactical, as we said. We know Chilwell wants to be the highest player in possession. That's certainly something I'll be looking out for. That's the words he said, but something that I'll be looking out for. And also, so he'll be coming out there, and also James maybe fitness-wise, because of course he's had really, really problems with his knee and his hamstring. If you say to him, right, you don't need to start running back, doing sprints here and recovery and transition. If you're like here, then maybe that's more protective, especially as he tries to develop minutes and get fitness back and stuff like that. Yeah, I think Very, very interesting indeed, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a tough game. Fulham are a good side. I think Mitro's returned to training now. Is he going to Saudi or not? What's happening there? They've signed Raul Jimenez, I believe. moves are being made. They want Callum Hudson-Odoi. I can imagine there's discussions going on in America with Fulham and Chelsea because there's a transfer to be done there. So it's going to be a tough game. They're well coached. They're probably quite fit. They know what they're doing. It's going to be a tough test. Probably not as tough as Newcastle. Brighton was a bit of just a hectic match, probably because of the narrative surrounding it, maybe. The sort of words before from De Zerbi, and just it was a little bit, there was tackles and cards for a friendly, which is wild. There was a red card. Ruddy heck, So I reckon this will be just a good Premier League London derby, Fulham derby test. But Chelsea are going to win it, and we're going to lift that sweet, sweet silver. I can't put a prediction on because it's still friendly and whatever. Let me know what you think though. I'll be very keen to learn your thoughts, feelings and opinions. We've been for a lot in this video, so hopefully I squeezed a lot in and not that long a video. We got a lot of info in. I'll be very interested in learning your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you for liking and subscribing to Football Therapy. Remember, I'm on socials at Football Yannick on Threads, on Instagram, and on TikTok. Although TikTok now is at football.yannick, so there's a full stop in between. All right, see you there. Peace.